performer, you guys, has been murdering it around town lately. I'm very happy that I brought him up here recently to Chicago Underground Comedy. He's going to be at the Wilmette Theater this Thursday as well as St. Patrick's Day. Please give it up for Peter John Byrnes!
I eat meat, unapologetically. I respect vegetarianism, but it's like Protestantism. There are too many denominations, all with a sense of vague moral superiority. Are you a lacto-ovo-Baptist? A pescatarian Presbyterian? And I was raised Catholic. We have a monoculture, meat, which means we do horrible things, but we do them in unison. And I don't even believe anymore, so I can even eat meat on Fridays. And the other reason I eat meat is because I'm pretty sure soon there's going to be an ecological disaster, an apocalypse, if you will. And in a few years, when the oil runs out and we're burning the bodies for fuel, and I'm eating my half-rotted turnip by candlelight, and my kids are asking me, what did fruit taste like, Daddy? Then yeah, I'm going to remember this meat-filled environment with a great sense of nostalgia. But we seem to be increasingly concerned with the demise of the food that lands on our plate. To me, this is a clear indication that as our civilization is dying, we're entering the Kubler-Ross bargaining phase. Is this line caught or net caught? Because if it's line caught, I'd like it, but if it's net caught, no. Is it Pacific salmon or Atlantic salmon? I mean, that's the one America. And the other America is watching hillbilly hand fishing and The Deadliest Catch. And those guys would shove a stick of dynamite up the ass of a dolphin and send it into a school of whales if they thought they could make a buck. That's the two Americans, really. And this sense of artisanal slaughter was illustrated vividly to me recently when I was in a restaurant, a fancy one, and they had antelope on the menu. And understand, if there's an animal on the menu I haven't eaten before, I'm totally ordering that. Because look, I mean, we've scaled Everest and we've, been to the moon, but the only final frontier left to me is gluttony. And if I can eat everything that walks, crawls, swims, or flies on the earth, that's my manifest destiny. I'm an American, goddammit. And what more American goal than to eat everything? So I said, tell me about this antelope. And the waiter said, sir, this antelope is free range. It comes from the Neiman Farms. And it has been sniper shot. I said, Francois, it's very nice you sent out a special forces team to go and fetch me my dinner. But must we resort to assassination? Do we not fear reprisal from the Antelope American community? Why the sniper shot? And he explained to me, it doesn't put stress in the meat. There's no fear, you see, no adrenaline to give it that nasty, sullying taste to the meat. Now I have two problems with this theory. One of them is, I think I want fear in my meat. If I'm going to replicate the carnivore experience, I think the fear is necessary because it's a little tang, it's bittersweet on the tongue, it's wonderful. Because the idea is that the antelope is just living a life of anteloping and then just one day the lights go out and it never knows what hit it. It's kind of like the final episode of The Sopranos, if Tony Soprano turned out to be yummy and his family ate him. Which, let's be clear, would have been a much better episode than the one we got. But the other problem I have with this is it fails to take into account the other antelope. See if I can break this down for you. You're in the quarterly sales meeting. Phil is up at the whiteboard demonstrating. There's PowerPoint presentations, there's donuts, there's coffee. And then suddenly, Phil's head explodes in a shower of brains and bone, and he slumps to the floor like a puppet whose strings have been cut. You all dive under the table, and then only then do you hear the report of the rifle. The guy from accounting, whose name you can't remember, has pissed himself. Millie from HR is in shock, and she's making high-pitched yipping noises. And your boss, Mike, has clawed his phone out of his pocket and is screaming into it to his wife, telling them to remember Daddy as a good man. And in the middle of all this chaos, two guys roll up in a golf cart with a pickup bed on the back. Make no eye contact with any of you, and they drag Phil, his brains leaving a horrible trail on the industrial carpet of the conference room, like H.P. Lovecraft's giant pet snail, and they throw him to the back, and his head lolls, and they Now I ask you, is this a low-stress workplace?